For the month of May, I watched 15 films that was released this month, so let's rank those 15 films. And in last place is Mountainhead. This film was just super chaotically annoying and it was just tiring to watch. At number 14 is Juliet and Romeo, which this was an interesting take on Romeo and Juliet that was interesting and felt like a play in a movie. I thought that was okay for the most part. At number 13 is another simple favorite. Blake and Anna, they were great, but just the film itself, the story and all that, it just wasn't. At number 12 is Fountain of Youth. With this film, it could have been fun, but it just wasn't, and it just feels bland and uninspiring. At number 11 is Fear Street Prom Queen. With this film, it felt like a basic teen slasher, and it didn't go with what Fear Street introduced. At number 10 is Nonas. And I gotta say, this was a heartwarming watch. At number 9 is Summer of '69. And with this film, it has its hilarious moments, its cringe moments, but yet it is still pretty funny. At number 8 is Karate Kid Legends. And with this film, I thought it was a fun addition to the Karate Kid franchise, and I hope that they do more with the franchise soon. At number 7 is The Surfer, and Nick Cage just brings the energy in this film. At number 6 is Fight or Flight. This is pretty much Bullet Train on a plane, and this is a hell of a ride. At number 5 is Lilo and Stitch, and I thought that this was a fine Disney live-action remake, and it is great to see more of Stitch. He looked good in live action, and it was hilarious to see him. At number 4 is Final Destination Bloodline, and with this film, it did a great job reigniting the Final Destination films. At number 3 is Clown in a Cornfield, and with this slasher, it caught me surprised as it was pretty good. At number 2 is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, and I thought this was a pretty solid conclusion to the Mission Impossible franchise, and it's always great to see Tom Cruise do all this super crazy stunts. But at number 1, and my favorite film for May 2025, is Thunderbolts. With this film, I just love what they did with these characters. It was another great addition to the MCU, and I can't wait what they do next with these characters. Overall, that is my ranking of all of the releases I watched for May 2025. But what would be your ranking? What is your favorite film? What is your least favorite film that you watched for May? Let me know in the comments below and follow me for more.